trash I'm going to take care of later. This is now a trash.
We're at a minute 24.
We're at a minute 24 on the countdown? Well, they're delayed.
8, 7.
Well, welcome to Shenanigans with Brent and Becky.
Yay!
Oh, wait. Oh, I was like, where'd my list go?
Do you have a
Minute
list?
24. I can hear
Minute
on
24.
the delay.
We're live, Brent. We're live.
We're
Live.
That's a good thing. And I forgot to turn my phone on to vibrate. So excuse me 1 minute while I do that. There we go.
So unprofessional.
I'm very unprofessional. The worst part is my ringtones, you see, because if my ringtones go off while we're doing this, people will be like, what?
Oh, do you have funny ringtones?
Oh, most of my ringtones come from the Star Wars Cantina soundboard.
Oh.
So I got like Hans Blaster and then the Cantina playing. Yeah.
I don't have ringtones.
I think I have a Wookiee call for one of my
It's too
text
much
messages.
for me to have ringtones.
It's just something I do for fun.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Woo!
Thanks for joining us again for this another
gosh.
fantastic episode.
Where did the weeks go?
I don't know.
I don't even know what I did this
So
week.
I'm looking at the live chat. There's like nobody in there today. Maybe it's because it's nice out.
Oh my God! Well, had to drag out of the pool to come here.
Maybe we should do like a on the scene one with you in the pool. Like that scene. Yeah. I'll imagine. What is it? Is it Legally Blonde where she floats around in the pool before she goes to law school? Is that you? With your little floaty?
I have a lot of floaties.
Okay.
I do have floaties, and I have little.
Do you have the little water wings and you like?
I have little floaties for my drinks, so the drinks can float like around the pool too.
And they stay cold, right?
No, because I heat my pool.
Yeah, she high class living there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like cold pools.
Yeah, see, growing up we just had the Brookout bag. And no heat in that thing.
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
gosh.
no Brooke, no. Nope.
Yep.
I went to go visit my sister on Monday,
Yeah.
and I said, is it going to be a pool day? She said, yep, it's going to be a pool day. And I said, are you going to turn on the heater for me? Because she's so cheap this year, she won't heat the pool for herself. I said, Becky wants the pool heated. So she did. She turned on the pool
sounds like a
heater the
bad-
day before I came down.
This sounds like a bad Yo Mama joke. Yo Mama's so poor she can't heat her own pool.
She's just cheap. I ain't slimming.
Anyway.
I ain't going no pool party with a cold pool.
Okay. I guess with that great introduction about the pool party, which it is nice out, so yeah. The pool sounds nice.
Oh, Becky's on.
Yes, hello, mother. We got your quilts, by the way, Ma.
Ma.
Ma. Your quilts in, Ma. Shop news. We are moving the day. We usually do this on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On August 19th, we will be moving Shenanigans with Becky and Brent to Thursday.
Oh, yes, I wrote that
I
down.
was going to say, am I wrong in that?
Nope,
I took notes.
That's what I
We
have.
had like a meeting and everything, and I took notes.
That's what I have.
So yeah, August 19th is a Thursday, and we're going to move the Shenanigans from Wednesday at 6 p.m. to Thursday at 6 p.m. And this should allow people like Lynn to go bowling on
And
Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
And hopefully will also allow people like Karen to not have Karen at the school board meeting. That just sounds like a setup for a bad joke.
Yeah.
Karen's going to the school board
meetings
meeting.
are on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just worked out. We just thought it would work out better as we get into the fall to move it to Thursday. Seemed to work better for everybody's schedule. So just as a heads up, August 19th, we will be moving it to Thursdays. Thursday.
Yes.
6 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, that's the big one I wanted to get.
Hi, Lisa.
The next big thing is fill in the blank, which we have on this calendar for August 5th and August 7th. We got a bunch of stuff from Kimberbell this week.
Ooh.
And in the box from Kimberbell, it said, there's a note that said, sorry, fill in the blank's not going to be here for August.
I told you that last week, right?
Or it might be here for August, but they put a note in there.
But it's late.
But it's going to be late. So what we're going to do instead is we just started filling the blank last month.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is for August, I can't remember which month this comes out of. This will be the fill in the blank project.
I don't remember either, but
You want
it's
to
cute.
try your who we going with?
Dandy's in training.
Yeah, Danny's in training. She got her own. Look at
Whoa,
that.
good job, girl.
So this is going to be the fill in the blank for
Which
August.
is a velvet
It's a velvety little
zippered
zipper pouch.
pouch.
Oh, I'm like,
There's nothing in it.
Yeah, but it's like,
Well,
I thought it was
no,
like a
it's a
pillow.
zipper.
And I'm like, this is the lumpiest pillow ever. And then I
No.
realized, oh, it's not supposed to be a pillow, it's a zipper pouch.
It's a zipper pouch.
It's a zipper pouch.
Yes.
It's a zipper pouch. So that's what I think it was like May. Anyway, it was before we started doing our.
And isn't that a limited edition color?
It may be. I believe it is. I guess
The-
it. Well, we'll
the
say it
zipper
is
pouch.
if it gets people excited.
It is.
Yes, it's a limited
So
edition.
like a pretty plum,
It's a very pretty plum. So that's going to be the fill in the blank, which is $10.
which means they get all the supplies.
Yeah. So you can see there's a little bit of like vinyl that you need and a little piece of
So they have
stuff
to
in there.
buy, here we go again, they have to buy the
They
blank,
buy the blank,
which is this,
which is $8.95.
$8.95.
You can buy this for $8.95, and then the class is $10.
So for $18.95,
You will go home with this limited edition zipper pouch.
including all the little embellishments.
Yeah, and that's coming up too.
I know, this, I don't know.
I think it's that next week already.
Things are crazy.
All right. So that's
Okay.
coming up. Also, this Saturday we're doing the Design Center tutorial class thing, which I think we still have a space for a couple people. So if you're interested in that, sign up today. So because I need to get an idea how many people are coming, because I got like thumb drives I got to get ready and copies and all that crap.
You're actually getting organized?
Oh, I have to.
Oh,
I mean, I can't charge people $50 for a class and be like, hey, thanks for coming. And then
Bring in it.
That's what you always did before.
That's why I never taught classes. And that's why I didn't charge for them.
Our boy is growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is, he
Well, I
is.
figure if I want to get paid,
Yeah.
should do something to earn
So
it.
that's Saturday?
Yeah, that's gonna be Saturday. I can't remember what time I have on the calendar. I think it's
Oh, I have a
I think it's 10 to 2.
tournament that day.
That's all right.
I wanted to go to that class. Well,
Okay.
maybe.
Well, I'll give you the synopsis. That's other thing coming up. Beginner quilting starting September 1st. That's going to come up. Now keep an eye on our calendar. I'm working on some details, but we've got some block of the months in process that should be starting in September.
We do? Months?
The block of the month,
Stuff?
I guess. Yeah. Couple different options because people have expressed desires to just piece. And so we're working on a block of the month that's just piecing, which sometimes I'm like, this is kind of boring. But at the same time, no, but I realize what it's all about. It's like when I sit down to watch a movie, I want like a brainless action movie that I don't have to think about, that's entertaining. So I'm thinking with a piecing block of the month, you're doing it more just for the fun of it. You don't really want to think about it.
It's a very pretty quilt.
It's a very pretty
the one
quilt.
that Brent
Yeah,
showed
yeah,
me.
it's a very pretty quilt. And then we'll work on a couple others that are more technique focused, so you can learn something during the block of the month. So we've got a few things in the works. I know we're going to have at least one or two of them starting in September. We might wait till October, November for another one. I'm still figuring it out because the other thing is, I mean, I can only make you all do so many block of the months. I mean, the 3 people that come to the store, I don't want to overload you all with with classes. So that's coming up. That's all we have. All I really have for classes. Oh, the other shop news, which we're gonna get into this a little bit deeper tonight, I'm sure, because I get the inside scoop with the lady that does all the stuff here. The Kimberbell blue tiles is supposed to be this latest and greatest fun thing. And I was on the phone with Kimberbell today to make sure that we've got the blue tiles coming in. And we do. We have an order coming in. I usually don't go crazy ordering this stuff because I never know how many we need, but we have 12 coming in.
Okay.
So if you are interested in that, we also, on our website now, we have a deposit, are we calling it a deposit or pre-order, Danny?
Pre-order?
It's a deposit, because I'm not
Okay.
sure what we're gonna do for the cost on it, because a lot of times I get this in, and like, if you go online right now, there's pre-orders for like $130. And I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if we need to charge $130 for it.
Mostly of them, you just make, you reserve
That's what
it.
we've got. So we've got,
Okay.
what we've got is that for $20, you're gonna have a reserved fill in the blank, and then we'll, not fill in the
No,
blank,
tile.
the blue tiles.
The blue
And when they
tiles.
come in, your name will be on the list, we'll call you with all the details on it, once I have pricing and all that figured out. So that is available.
And I don't know what the patterns are yet.
Yeah,
We have no idea.
there's so many
It's supposed to be
unknowns,
like
yeah.
over 300 different designs, but we'll talk about it
Yeah,
later.
there's
But
so
I do
many,
not know what
there's
they are
so many
yet.
unknowns with it, so what we've done is for $20, it will reserve one of those 12 that we have coming in for you. And we can always get more if we need to, but I'm not sure. This is talked about like, I don't want to say the second coming, but the excitement around it is quite a bit. So I don't know if it's going to be readily available if we sell out. So if you're interested, that is available. I think it's up now on our website. Just look up Kimberbell Blue Tiles. You can reserve yours for $20. So that's on there. And then another just plug for the sewing center. We've got the classroom set up. So if there's no classes on the schedule, just check out our calendar. Open sewing is always available during regular business hours, which is 10 to 5. $10, come hang out for the day. Machine rentals are available, all that fun stuff. That's all I really have for shop news. I don't know if I forgot anything. That was a lot.
That's
Holy
good
cow,
shop
that was
news.
We're like 10 minutes into it.
Yeah, good stuff. A lot of stuff happening. Hi, Deb. And Trish.
Yes.
Yeah. Howdy doody. All right. So what are we doing next?
We got to go to quiz time
Okay.
according to the fancy dancy outline.
Okay. Quiz time. All right, that's me.
Yeah,
Quiz time. I don't have my music. I don't have music for quiz time.
I don't know.
Oh, that's for the answer.
Yeah, they're playing.
Okay, quiz time.
They're playing with the soundboard right now, and I have
Yeah.
no idea what's going on.
Oh, it won't shut off. Okay, quiz time. Based on last week's show, one question, one answer. Winner receives, and the winner is the first one with the correct answer.
Yes. First correct answer.
Winner receives a $10 GC. So are we ready? Got my music ready for after it? Because I'm like looking forward to it.
Yeah, because Lisa's on there. Yes, Lisa. One of the block of the month, Bonnie's is running a block of the month as well. We're getting the details sorted on that as well. Just throwing that out
All sorts of things going on.
there. Yeah.
Okay. Last week, Brent, during Workbench segment, or Brent's Bench, that's it. During Brent's Bench,
Brent's bench.
he said he would rather troubleshoot a machine with plastic gears, or would he rather troubleshoot a machine with metal gears? So is it plastic
gears.
he prefers? No gears is not an option.
No, I'm just saying Metal Gear is a
Ah!
it's a fantastic video game.
Plastic gears or metal gears? Which is his preference to work on?
And
I
go.
don't-
Other than your music, you can
Oh,
dance
I
now.
can't hear it.
Turn it up.
I can't hear it.
There's a button for everything.
People, plastic gears or metal gears?
Plastic! Yay!
Ah, oh, that was scary.
Yes. Yes, Lisa, yes.
Plastic gears, and remind us why.
Because plastic breaks. That's the best part about
so
plastic.
it's easier to find.
Yeah, you can.
what's
It's
wrong.
much easier to find it when it breaks, because Metal Gear you
Oh
can
my
actually
God, we're so
you can
bad.
tweak it a little bit and you'll never see it can be off by such a small amount you'll never find the part that's
Metal bends,
broke.
so it's
Yeah.
harder to find what's
Yeah.
broken. Plastic just breaks
Just
off,
breaks.
and
And
you're
you're like, oh, it's
yeah,
missing teeth.
That's what it's
Yeah.
missing.
You want-
Yay! Congratulations, Lisa.
yes.
All right.
And I was just saying, Metal Gear is a fantastic old school Nintendo game that I found at the flea market a couple weeks ago, and I almost bought it, but then I remembered that Sarah hates it when I buy stupid stuff, so I didn't.
You mean like scooters?
Scooters aren't stupid. They're transportation. An old Nintendo cartridge would be stupid if I didn't have
Okay.
the Nintendo in the closet.
Yeah, all right. Okay. You know, when we were getting ready to move, my sons had all this old video equipment, like original Nintendos and everything.
You know those are
Listen, and they put them in a box and they put them in storage. And I said, anybody who wants their crap, speak now, or it's going in the dumpster.
Did it go in the dumpster?
Yes. I have never been forgiven.
I
I am reminded 100 times, Mom, it was in a box. It clearly wasn't junk. Did you come and get it? No. To me, it was junk.
Well, if they want to get their stuff back,
is gone.
They should go. There's a flea market over Warner, New Hampshire.
I-
An indoor flea market. There's a dude there that has all that vintage stuff. It's crazy the stuff he has.
Well, no thank
Yeah.
you. They're moved out of my house
Okay.
now, so, but that was
Anyway.
a sad
On to
day.
Quilt of the Week. And I feel like I'm kind of cheating with Quilt of the Week this week because, well,
Why?
because Jolene made it for me, and that's why I love
She
it.
made it for you.
Well, see, Jolene was up because her mom had like hip surgery or
I
something.
think
so
it's
she was
upside
bored.
down. No, I think
Yeah,
the
she was
alien's
bored, and
upside
so she
down.
stopped by and she's like, "Do you have anything you need made?" And I'm like, "I would really love a quilt out of this material."
Oh my God.
And then she added some more to it.
oh,
and it
look
is-
at the sparkles.
It is a fantastic. I love this quilt, and it's made that 3-yard wonder.
3-yard.
Yes.
What's one of those?
Yes.
I like how
And
she dresses up the borders.
Yes, it's very pretty because it sparkles, but best of all, it has aliens on it. It's just, I love this quilt, and it went together so quick. And she like picked it up, I think Thursday night, and
Fasten
then
your
bring it back.
threads. Oh,
And she
that's
brought
a
it back
big
like Friday. It's a
I'm gonna
fantastic
pull that
quilt.
thread.
And so anyway, that's like I said,
Oh, and she gave you a minky
I
back.
put the minky back on
This
for
is
her.
so you can sit in your chair
Yeah, I
and suck
w-
your thumb,
Mhm,
Brent.
And I,
Oh,
And
look
so-
at you. You never grow up.
well, I figured it was a
What-
fantastic
and
quilt.
show the quilt pattern. I like it.
I mean, I have to send it back to her when I'm done selling the fabric and the because
my
she didn't
gosh.
want. She's like, no, I want that back. I'm like, I understand
Well,
that.
then she didn't really give it to you. So you,
But I saw it made. I just
you
wanted to see it made.
cannot suck your thumb with it then.
Well, you know.
No. It's cute.
Well, I did hear once though the theory of Hawaiian quilts that you have to sleep under it once before you give it away. Did you know that?
No. Is that just a thing?
Well, that's how you put the love in it.
Oh.
You sleep under the quilt before you give it away.
Oh.
So it has love. I heard that, and I thought that was kind of cool.
You put the love in it? Is it a little stiffer?
I forgot the audience here. I'm sorry. That just took a turn to a. I forgot who I was dealing with here. How does Eddie feel about that? Has he turned red?
No.
No, he
No.
I don't
He's
think
good.
I don't think put two
He's
and two
got-
together how to
he's
put
got-
love into a quilt.
No. He actually has a.
Good boy. All right,
Okay.
moving on. Turbo tips.
Well, my whole thing is sort of a turbo tip. So,
Okay, so you want me to go into my tech bench,
so what-
and then we'll go into your thing?
no, I want to
Okay.
do my thing.
Okay, well you just said it's like a whole thing is turbo
Well,
tips.
it is in a way.
Okay.
It's not. It's not long. But okay. For those of you who know what a Bella box is,
Hold on, our intro. Okay, there we go.
okay, Kimberbell releases twice a year. They release these orange boxes, and people clamor to get them because it's usually a way for them to introduce new product.
It's kind of like a Tickle Me Elmo at Christmas, though. People
It-
get killed for these things.
There's a, yeah. This is the one that they just came out in July. And what was cool in it that got people excited was it introduced the blue tile system,
The blue tiles.
was in one of the projects. It's
Reserve your
actually,
blue tile today. If you
it's actually used in this project, so of course it's the first one I did. This is what they call their folio. Inside the folio, you can see there's lots of embroidering. They actually give you a book. There's a zippered pocket to hold. They included some Kimberbell exclusive washi tape. They must have known I
Washi.
liked washi tape.
Washi.
This is a dry erase board for making notes or doodling. This is a little notebook. There are some stickers, and I've tucked in the blue tiles because I'm going to show you how they use them, and I'm going to show you how you can use them. Because I used it. If you look at the back of
How
this,
they use them, how you use them. There's two different things.
unfortunately, you know Becky.
I know, Becky.
This is, if you look at the back of this portfolio, I'm hoping it's showing, I tried to use bright colors so you could see. That is actually their quilting tile system, making up the back, there it is. See how it's 4 different designs? 1, whoops, the other way, Becky. 2, 3, 4. But their trick is, with the tile system is how to locate and place them. That's where the magic
so
of the
that's what
blue
the magic
tile
of the blue
comes
tiles
in.
is that everybody wants.
Yes, and why
Okay.
I said I don't know how many designs it's coming with this. This is a beautiful design, but I don't know. It's over 300 designs, but is it because of their different sizes? They're not really 300 designs, that are different. I just fell over.
That wouldn't have ended well.
I don't know why, but just so you know, the folio
And then Brian
is
wouldn't let you
something
come out and
that
play anymore if you fell over.
I know. The folio is something you may start seeing in your stores as a blank.
As a blank?
As
You
a blank.
You think like September blank or October blank?
No, I mean, it's like a standard item that you can come in and make, because it got a lot of people excited.
It's kind of
There's a
cool.
little vinyl pouch that you put in here. These pens came in the box, and they're gel pens. They're really awesome pens. And actually, a USB sticks fit in here as well. I just took it out to put it on the machine to show you the blue tiles. But actually, your USB sticks will fit in here. So it's quite the organizer. But anyway, the reason I'm showing it off is they use blue tiles. Now, I don't have Brent. Oh my gosh.
That fell off.
Of what?
Of your
Oh!
microphone. Your microphone's naked. Naked as a jaybird.
I can't get it off. Testing. At least it fell off of here. Okay, so. All right. So what I
We're going to get a whole lot done today.
I know. What I don't have another folio to demo with, but I have this, which is like a craft text. And it's not quite as heavy. This is a felt, by the way, not a wool.
Yes.
It's not as heavy as this, but to demonstrate with it will work just fine. Okay?
And is that the placemat one that they made so many
This
years
is
ago?
a placemat one
Yeah,
that I
because they
had
used to
kicking
make.
around.
Yeah, they made those a few years back. Like everybody's going to make them, and nobody ever did. Like the pre-cut placemat things.
That's why I have it.
Yeah.
But you know what
I
else
might still be able to get them if you
You
can
know
make
what
something cool
else
with
this
it.
works for? In Kimberbell's little houses, and actually there's more house designs coming out, those little teeny houses. I made them out of this because I ran out of the other stuff, and this worked really well. So if you're going to make any of those 3D little houses, there's some Halloween ones coming out, haunted houses. And you can actually make it out of this. So anyway, let's park this over here for now. We're done showing off the Bella box.
Okay.
Okay, so tiles.
So was that a turbo tip? Get a Bella box?
No, I'm not trying to sell you on the Bello box. I'm trying to show you this is how we got wind of the tiles, and I want to show you how they work.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see these. Everybody's talking about these tiles. I'm like,
This is it, bubbies. It's a piece of plastic tile. The idea is that these will come in several different sizes, and each one of these tiles will then fit with a given size of a file. I have printed out a file here. So you might have this size for a border or this size for a block. There's going to be tons of different little blue plastic things like this called tiles. Here's how they work. This is how they had us do this project, by the way. I should say that. That's how they had us do this project. They had us hoop up a wash-away sticky back. Now this is
already getting expensive.
why I'm going to show you how to make use of this without.
Sometimes
Yes.
it's the
Keep it-
practical New Englander in me sometimes is
Think
like
about
really.
it. Well, let's talk about this one project. There were 4 hoopings for each of these tiles, all in sticky back. There was 1 hooping for this one, so now up to 5.
Yeah.
This is 6. This is 7. This is 8 and 9.
Oh, sticky back?
And just for context, anybody that doesn't
9.
embroider, understand that sticky back is about $50 a roll.
All done in sticky back with a 5 by 7 hoop.
Yeah.
So I went.
Suddenly ammunition
First of all,
seems cheap.
it's wash away stick. It's wait a minute. It's wash away sticky back too, because you don't want it to show later. So that means you have to tear and think about. See this quilt design? You have to tear all that interfacing out,
So you definitely want water soluble.
and then you got to soak it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Here's how it works. Brent, if you would be so kind.
Oh, what am I?
Up on the screen already, you have
Oh.
you have the design. Can we show that? Oh, you got it. Oh, you guys are so, you're getting so good, man. All right, so on the sewing machine, you have this design, right?
Yes, right there.
Okay, so I want you to go to the first step of embroidering.
So I'm
I
gonna
have
go to
hooped,
embroider.
sticky back stabilizer, and a bright blue thread, so hopefully we can see what's going on.
All right, so I just have one thing. It says embroider. Am I supposed to have more than just that? There's only one color.
Oh, man.
Did we load the wrong one?
I thought, oh, you know, it's a different file. Okay, well,
I can load a different one real quick.
no, I'll show you.
Okay.
It should be on there. Basically, the first stitch is going to create your alignment on here. But I
So-
don't see it on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So maybe come out,
Okay.
maybe in that same one, there's an alignment stitch that's separate, although I didn't think there was on this one.
I'm just gonna go back to our,
Embroidery. Well, you went
Yeah.
all the way out.
yeah,
Pocket,
I'm,
USB. Go into
love it.
Folio. No, I'm sorry, embroidery.
embroidered
There-
files, yeah.
This is the stick that comes in the Bella box, has everything on it.
You're fired.
Which one do you want to make?
We're doing the portfolio, so it's right where your big fat thumb
The
is.
dream plan portfolio?
Yeah. No, see, there isn't one there.
Or maybe, are these your alignment ones there?
No, that's my zipper. That's my zipper pouch.
Zipper, okay, so maybe.
Okay, forget it. I'll show you how.
All right, want me to load it back, let's load it back up, or do you want me to do something different?
Here, load it back up.
Okay,
Here's what they have you do. You take some over here now, overhead, please. Okay. You take your blue tile and you go, this is where I want my pattern to be. And then you take your pencil, this is the item I'm going to embroider.
yeah,
And I draw my lines. Usually I would not use pencil, I would use a soluble water pencil.
or a friction pen, which,
Well, no, because that's going to disappear with
Yeah.
heat, maybe. Water soluble or air soluble. So I draw, and they want you to draw the top. So here's how it works. So basically this says this is where my design is going to be. So then I take this sticky back. I should have done it. And I go, where's the center of my thing, right?
yeah,
I gotta line my up, right?
Yeah.
And then I gotta take this guy and I gotta line it up with here, like that. Okay? And then you're
is
gonna,
beating it part of the process?
yeah, you
Okay.
watch. I'm gonna show you a better way, but I'm gonna stick it in here. Oh, my goodness. Right,
Would you
you
like me
stick
to-
it in there, yeah. You stick it in there.
I know that's what you want to do, do it, Danny.
That's what she says.
Okay, so this is all lined up with my hoop, right? See that? Okay, so now hit embroider. And we won't do the whole thing, but I want to show you what it does.
Now, what we could do.
So what these are going to do for you is help you draw a line on your item, quilt,
Yeah.
bag, whatever, so that you know where to put it in your hoop to precisely, I thought you were going to start.
Oh, you want me to start?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure, I didn't want
So
to.
that you can precisely start your embroidery. I know, we're only going to do a little because I'm going to show you. Yeah, which is fine if you have.
I'm already seeing what you're gonna do, and so,
Yeah.
does that completely negate the need for the blue tiles?
Depends on the designs that they're coming with,
Okay.
right? And what if you have a machine that can't do it the way I'm going to show you?
Oh, yeah, I can
Come
see.
on in and get one.
Yep.
What is the smallest brother embroidery machine that does a snowman?
It's the Stellaire, I believe, should do the snowman.
It does, but isn't there one below that?
Nope.
Did
No,
they
you-
stop
you-
making those?
You need one, you have to have something with a camera in it to scan it.
I thought the Weaver did.
No.
Okay, can someone Google? Does it create it?
No, the creator doesn't, I can tell you that. It might just be the Stella. They might have taken it out of the Stella Air.
The
The Dream Machine did it.
okay, we can stop this now because I'm going to show you my way.
Okay.
Now, so you can see, and then I'm going to unhoop it, guys, right? I got my one little pattern done. If I were a good girl, I would have marked. Oh, Brent, can you get that out? I think the foot's still down. Honey, if we didn't cut the, no, cut the thread.
What?
Don't
Yeah.
go through my hoop. Cut. There we go. Whew. All right, now can you take, I'm just going to let you.
Here, professionals.
Okay, good beat.
That's why you leave me here so you can blame all this on me.
If this was a quilt or my folio, I would have taken this blue tile and I would have marked it all up. See, like this. So then I would keep hooping it and removing, and then put water on it and pick it out. And I said to myself, there's a better way to do that. You all know I love my Embrilliance free software.
Just as a yes, the Stella Air does do the snowman, but as I suspected, you need to use the app and use your cell phone for the imaging side of it. So the only machine that will do the snowman without the need for a cell phone or anything else is going to be the Luminaire, or if you, or a used Dream Machine.
Dream Machine.
Which is why the marketing department at Brother got rid of the Dream Machine for the Stella Air, so that you would buy the Luminaire.
Oh my God. Well, listen, your software from Embrilliance is free.
Yes.
The beauty of that software is you can take and print out anything. If you can bring the pattern up on your screen, which you can print it out. So as you can see, I printed out every single thing that I was going to position. When it prints out, it gives you a crosshair. Let's use this one, it shows up really good. It gives you a crosshair. Once I see my crosshair, I stick my snowman on it. See that, Brent?
Mm-hmm.
Now these are all reusable a zillion times. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same design. As you can see, I reused it a lot because it's got missing pieces to it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to say I want it here. The other trick to this is I don't want to use any stabilizer. So I'm breaking out a 5x7 magnetic hoop.
Or it could be a 6x10 or a 7x12.
Right, but I was trying to stay within the 5x7
the 5x7,
market.
yeah.
Because if I don't want to use the snowman and I want to use the blue tile and I want to line it up but not use any stabilizer, this is the answer. No stabilizer.
If you're using
Something like this.
that, yes.
Or a quilt.
Or a quilt, yes.
Or something that doesn't need. The only reason they have you hoop stabilizer
It's so you have something to
so
hook
it's
to.
something to stick it to. So now I've got a hoop, right? Now I've got, oh, wait till you see this. This is the cutest thing ever. You
Oh my gosh.
This is decorated. It comes plain.
Oh,
But
you decorated it?
I did.
You get the cricket out.
No, they come with stickers for your planning book. So, and the washi tape. So,
Sarah has this calendar at the
Now-
house with stickers that are completely inappropriate. When my parents came to visit, it was really kind of funny.
okay, watch this. I'm just
Her
gonna.
sister got it for her.
I'm going
and
to
it's
say this
wrong.
goes over here for giggles, okay? Now, obviously, if this was a
Giggles.
quote, I would be more kind to,
You'd
take
like-
more time.
you'd
But
line
we're
it
not
up.
taking time. I'm showing you, I've stuck it on here using my exclusive to the Bella Box tape dispenser. However, they are coming out with tape dispensers.
Are they going to be that cool?
They will not be this color, and you won't have my stickers. So, what can I say? So you're going to place this.
I can see it now, like 50 years from now in Antiques Roadshow. I have this collectible Kimberbell tape dispenser. It'll be Pawn Starred. And it's like, it's got to be worth $600. I'll give you $10 for it.
One of the things I want to point out for the magnetic hoop, Smarty Pants, is even if I've only got 3 sides in my magnetic hoop, that's enough. So as you're moving your project around, and you're like, oh, that side's not going to be hooped, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It will be fine. So when you're doing your folio, Bellas and fellas, get your magnetic hoop out. That's the answer.
I'd be curious to see the research data on how many guys have a Bella box.
Okay, so now this is in here, right? And I'm saying this is where I want that to embroider.
Yes.
So we're going to go return.
We're going to return
We're
here.
gonna, yeah. Well, you got it on the sewing machine?
Yeah.
Good, good, good. So now go into embroidery. I'm just basically having you start over.
Yep.
Now go into layout. And on the Dream Machine, it would just still be called,
It's called edit still.
yeah, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
the first edit,
See
second
the
edit.
snowman?
I'm going to press the snowman.
Press
correct.
the snowman.
I'm going to press the snowman. Okay.
It's saying, look, if you've done this 100 times and each time we had to wiggle and waggle it, then I'm going to reset it to its original
Waggle it.
wiggle waggle.
Oh,
I'm going
you
to
said
reset
waggle
it
it.
before I scan for my snowman. Here's another tip. If you're having trouble recognizing your snowman, it could be that even just a little of the sticker has curled up on you. That's how I've had that. We found the snowman. So now what he's doing is the head tells me this is the top of the design, and he's using the crosshairs on the snowman to determine how much he should wiggle stuff.
Yes.
Or if you don't have the snowman, see how I've got the crosshairs? Line those up with your magnetic hoop, which I don't have marked because I never use them, but normally people would have their centers
Yeah.
marked on their hoop as well. Line that up, and no interfacing or stabilizer required.
I got you.
No
Now-
stabilizer required.
Just as a
And
pro-
they're not going to tell you about the magnetic hoop because they don't sell one.
Yes, but I'm just going to give a quick pro tip out. You want to go to the screen over here, Eddie?
Oh, we have a pro tip.
Only because we did a class on this once.
Yeah?
And you see how always read your screen. It tells you what you need to know.
Yeah.
So in this case, it says remove the embroidery positioning marker.
Which in my case is this whole,
The whole thing.
The whole picture.
But whenever you use the snowman, it is supposed to come off before you start sewing because you don't want to sew it into your project. I only bring this up because it happens. Anytime we've done a class with snowmen, somebody inevitably
Okay.
doesn't read and take this.
But I don't remove it right here. I always say, okay, and go to my first stitch and double check that my needle is dropping right where I want it to drop, even with the snowman, before I take them away.
Or you could do this.
No, they don't have that. They don't have
Okay.
that.
All right.
And see, it's not exactly 100%. That's why I don't use the projector.
Well, that needs to be calibrated then because it should be exactly 100%.
No, you
All right,
calibrate
that's a whole
mine,
nother. That's
it's
a whole
not
nother story.
100%.
Never mind.
I don't, there's something about angles with projector.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got you.
But what I do is I said, now when I go to my first stitch, because you know I'm going to want to pull up my bobbin thread. I'm not going to
Yeah.
want to get going without pulling up my bobbin thread. But for
Yeah,
tonight, we're not
for
talking
anybody that
about
wants to see what happens when you don't pull it up, you can watch the episode that me and Lynn did about
Yeah.
quilting.
We need an edge-to-edge quilting class.
Yes.
I want to do that. So anyway, whether you have the snowman or not, magnetic hoop is really the
Yes.
answer here. Okay, so now I'm going to take this off because you said to, right?
Yeah.
And now you're going to start it.
Yay! And that's all there was to it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. So I have used no stabilizer. I can use this.
The money that
This
you will
is marking.
the money you will save in stabilizer, you could afford to buy a luminaire.
Well, no, but think about it with the blue tile. Even if I'd marked the blue tile,
Yeah.
and the secret is the magnetic hoop.
Yeah.
And how much is a 5x7 magnetic hoop?
All your magnetic hoops come in. The 5x7 is on the lower end of the scale, but usually right up from 160 to 229 is
A
the range.
5x7 fits all those little embroidery machines.
Yep.
Okay, that's why I wanted to show the 5x7. And you can use it with the blue tiles. Now you're marking it and lining it
If
up
you're
by
only
hand.
gonna buy one, I would recommend the 6x10 because
Okay.
most of the Kimberbell is geared more to the
They
6x10.
are doing more
Yeah.
6x10s, yes. But, and you probably don't have to watch that whole thing stitch out if you
You
don't
want me
want
to stop
to.
it?
But
Have you seen enough?
you can see the quality is there, and
Yep.
and cut the thread, and then remove it from the hoop. Watch it, see how easy it is to remove it from the hoop. So my point is, spring for the magnetic hoop, people.
One magnetic hoop is
Especially if you're
about
going
3
to-
rolls of sticky stabilizer.
Especially if you're going to be thinking about the blue tiles. With or without the snowman, the magnetic hoop is a game changer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Especially for quilting.
yeah, but
Yeah.
yes.
For quilt, it's great. Yeah, if you're gonna be doing a lot of edge-to-edge
Oh.
quilting with your embroidery machine, you get a magnetic hoop.
I do not use the I can show you mom's tip on the magnetic hoop. Would you mind taking that out? I do not use the magnetic hoop when I'm using a single layer of fabric. They bite. They are
Oh.
very strong.
Oh,
They really bite.
yeah.
So I don't recommend that. I also don't like them when I have to do a lot of trimming. Although on this folio, I stuck
Well,
with it.
that's one of the things I always tell people when they're
But
looking at
every
them.
time I go to take it out, I'm like, oh, God, if this moves, I'm going to have a
Yep.
hissy fit.
Well,
But
do
I
I-
don't, because I have a snowman sticker. But,
But yeah, that is one thing. If you are looking at magnetic hoops, if you like to do a lot of the machine applique type stuff, a magnetic hoop may not be the best choice for that because it can slide in the
not
hoop.
if
when
it's
you're-
a single
yeah.
layer. And
And if you're going in and out of the machine a lot.
yeah, I would definitely recommend pre-cutting your shapes if you're appliquing
With the magnetic.
with a magnetic hoop. I get too nervous moving it
Oh
in
yeah,
and
that's
out.
one of the.
Although, here's another tip. I told you it was all about tips. When you slide your your hoop in as a just matter of habit, get to the point where you're putting your fingers back here as you slide in your hoop. I don't care what hoop it is you're sliding in. I've seen too many people, they jam the hoop in, this thing moves, and now everything's out of alignment.
And if your machine's ever out of alignment, turn it off and turn it back on.
Right, but meanwhile, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, if you don't catch
And
it,
they do
everything's
it.
going to be off.
And
Yeah.
so I always tend to put my finger here as I'm sliding it in, just to make sure.
And the worst thing that happens is if you slide it in and it goes off by a little bit, and you have a pattern that's right up to the edge, it will hit that hoop and something's got to give.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's just the needle.
Ask
but it can give-
Anita. Anita knows. Okay, this is the tip your mom showed me.
Ooh.
And
The Bextas.
Yeah, and
The OG Bexta.
I tend to, just so you know, I tend to remove my cover, and when I'm doing magnetic hooping, I carry my magnetic hoop on my sewing machine. So I remove this piece here, and I just lift this up and bring it down. Lift it up and bring it down. Lift it up and bring it down. Move my material, never move the hoop. How? Oh, I think my watch is talking. Neither. What did I say to turn her on?
I don't know.
Isn't that weird?
Uh-oh. I knew the government was listening to me.
So
All those bad Facebook posts are coming after me now.
let's pretend this is a block. Again, I don't do this with single fabric. What your ma taught me
Ma.
was you put your item down on a hoop like this. What can happen is when you go to put this on, things slide around and it drives you nuts. So she puts this down first. Then she puts this over here like this. No, she doesn't. She does this. She puts something here. Here, hold that for a sec,
Yep.
please. She lines it up like this, and then she holds it in place with something. I'm just thought of using this. That's really cool. Then she takes her hoop, and now when she drops it down, her fabric's not going to move helter-skelter on her, because she's holding it with this piece of plastic. So when it goes down, and you got your fingers out of the way, ta-da!
Nice.
So she uses something
Something.
to hold it.
And every magnetic hoop comes with that
This
piece of
is-
plastic. So.
It does. It does. And
So
these
why
things
not
are
use it?
strong.
Yes, I've got bruised fingers from those.
They bite.
Oh yeah, if they catch it just right, oh, it
They
hurts.
bite. They bite.
It's like worse
So
than
anyway,
slamming your finger with a nail and a
and
hammer.
then if you have a friend and they don't want to print their patterns out and they're doing the same project, you can share.
But if you're gonna share, make sure you bought the pattern.
I was just sharing these.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If your friend bought the pattern, then you can share your printouts.
okay.
Support the pattern makers.
Okay,
I'm
that's
just
what
throwing
I
that out.
had.
Okay,
Yeah,
that-
I always support the patent makers.
So is it back to
That-
the workbench now?
Yeah,
Okay.
if there's no questions.
Is there questions?
Hi, Adriana.
Very neat.
What's postcards, Lisa?
You can use, I think you can use it, she's like, you can use like, I don't know, it's been up there a while. I have no idea.
I don't know either, sorry. Oh, your mom uses a ruler. But this is cool, don't you think, Becky? It's right there. She's gonna have a reason why it's not a good thing. She does use a ruler.
Yeah.
She did show me with a ruler, but I just used this.
Okay.
But she uses a quilting ruler. Okay.
All right,
enough
so
of that.
anyway, we're gonna get back to the workbench.
Enough of that.
Workbench today is part 2, because last week we talked about this bad boy. If I put it here,
How
can you
about I
get it?
just move? How about
All right,
we
yeah,
switch?
let's swap.
Let's
We'll swap.
switch.
So last week we talked about this one here.
Here, actually, Brent, you can get rid of the iPad. I never used it after all.
Okay.
And it's just in your way.
You know how I feel about iPads. It's work of, this is the work of the devil.
I should have cleaned up after myself.
Oh, that's all right. So anyway, last week we talked about this machine here. And as luck would have it this week, today, because you know how I prepare things, I'm like, what am I going to do for tech tips today? And lucky for me, this machine walked through the door.
It did? It just walked?
What's that?
Did she see your?
She did not, but I told
just
her.
walked through the show.
This machine here is giving her. This machine here has been giving a person problems, and today we finally troubleshot it and realized what it was. And then she's like, "Yeah, it's not worth fixing." And I'm like, "You're probably right. You want to trade it in on this machine over here?" And she's like, "I'll trade it in, but why do you want it?" And I wanted it for this because I'm very
To show and tell the
Show and tell.
circuitry.
No, it's even better than that.
Oh,
So last week we talked about the internal frame. Now this machine here is everything that this machine isn't. So if you look carefully here, you can see up here, or actually down here is a really good example. You see that metal right there? That is an internal frame that this is all bolted to. Now I'm going to you can leave that right there, Eddie. Now notice on this machine, there is no metal down here. Do you see that?
Sure.
Do you see the shaft
oh
here?
yeah. Yeah,
That
yeah.
metal?
Yeah, yeah.
This whole piece, all this metal, what do we have here? It's just blank, empty plastic.
So it's lighter.
This machine here, I want to go back to the other shot. So this machine here is much lighter than this machine. But the other thing is all of these internal components are bolted directly to this case. Whereas in this machine, that metal frame, your components are bolted to that frame. So this is going to hold your tolerances a whole lot better than this. This is what I was talking about last week. And if you want the best example of this,
And that's a brother machine too.
it is. See how I can, no, go right back to that shot. I'm going to show you this as a,
He's going to twerk it.
you see how I can
Whoa,
move that
Whoa.
with my bare hands?
Well, your hands are
Yeah, but
bare hands.
now look at that. There's no way that I can do that on this one
I probably couldn't.
because all I'm going to do is just break that plastic. I cannot move. I cannot do that. What I just did.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because-
the whole needle moved up.
Yeah, the whole assembly
arm.
moves because all of this is attached to this. This has no frame. This is a frameless machine. All of your components are attached to this plastic. Whereas in this one has the frame. So when you're looking, so that's a big difference that you're going to run into. So when you're looking at like an Amazon machine, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a frameless machine. That's how they keep the cost down. It doesn't have the frame. They just use that plastic. And both machines have a plastic shell, so they can actually remove an entire component by using the plastic shell as your frame. The other thing that was fascinating, and I just thought works out really nice. Again, this is an analog machine. Notice the size. This is the motor that drives this machine. And so if you're using this machine, all the piers, a bunch of cogs and gears, it's all powered by this one motor. This one is a computerized machine. So we've got these boards, and Eddie did a fantastic job of prepping this machine for me today.
As
So
it's falling apart.
No, but we did it on purpose
Oh,
because we can remove all these components and you can see some stuff now. So these are just your circuit boards. So instead of having the cam like you have in this one over here, you can kind of see over here in the corner that white cam, that's where all your different stitches and stuff come from that. This machine, it's all done on these circuit boards. Because you'll notice, see that motor down here? Look at that motor. compared to that motor. The difference is night and day in size. Because this motor over here, all this,
But neither one of them work.
that one compared to this one over here,
They're both junk.
yeah, but so what motor are you going to have in a Luminaire? The Luminaire is going to have a small motor like this because all this motor does, the only thing that this motor does in a computerized machine is, if you look at that belt, all it's going to do is it makes the needle go up and down.
Do we still have free financing on those Luminaires?
We can make free financing available on Luminaires, yes.
Wowzer.
So the other thing, so now
Every
you look down
2
here,
months.
so this only has one motor, one drive motor, but if you look down here, that's a motor that controls your feed dogs, and there's another motor up behind here that controls your stitch width. So instead of having the cams that move everything, you've got separate motors for it. So from an efficiency standpoint, this is a much more efficient machine because there's fewer moving parts. This motor doesn't have to move a bunch of cams. All it has to do is make the needle go up and down, and then you've got separate motors to do other stuff. So that's just the tech tip I just wanted to talk about today.
But one of them is going to tweak and talk, and the other one isn't.
Yeah, so ideally you get the best of both worlds. You get all this computer guts strapped to an aluminum frame, and then you're in business. But they could never, honestly, you're not going to see a lot of these mechanical machines in a plastic frame like this because of the tolerance. It's going to put a lot more stress on it. You can get away with making it a little bit lighter because the components are a little bit different. But I just wanted to get into show you kind of the insides. I mean, I don't know if there's really anything useful here for people to know, but it's just kind of the insides of a sewing machine. So when you're shopping for a sewing machine,
We don't know what they look like inside.
you
don't
can
let us
you
cut 'em
can
open.
pick them up and you can feel the difference. But one of the things is make sure it's got an internal frame because that means the machine is going to last.
We want an
This
internal frame,
you want
and we want it to be
computer. I would want it to be computerized. Is much more efficient, and you've got much more capability with it.
Do you have any of those?
Oh, we have lots of those. In fact, we actually have one internal frame that is mechanical that we just got in. Really good price for a couple $100. It's a really great starter machine. I wouldn't recommend it if you've been quilting for a while. You'll probably outgrow it really quick. But if you have somebody that you're thinking about, I'll go to the other. If you have somebody that you're thinking about that wants to get into sewing, we've got some affordable alternatives. But our best-selling machine, the NQ1350, is definitely internal frame with all the computer guts. And you're going to find on the higher-end computerized models, this only has 3 motors in it: the main motor, feed dog motor, and your stitch width motor. The higher-end ones, you're going to have a motor for the. You get a separate motor that runs the sideways feed dogs. You get another motor that does the thread cutting. So like a Luminaire has, I think, half a dozen motors in it for just different functionality. But that's besides the point. But I just wanted to cover the fact that this is the reason you can get a machine for $99.
But I want to know what was wrong with it that you said it's not worth fixing.
This machine is 11
Because
years
there's
old.
nothing in it.
This is 11 years old. What I believe the problem was, there's one of two things. Because it's computerized, now this is a real bad sales job for a computerized machine.
It's probably a circuit board.
Well, it's either the circuit board or the sensor, because this machine, all it would do was sew in reverse or have super small, or it would have super.
Well, all she's got to do is stand on the other side.
Well, no, this is a classic computer problem because she would bring it in and it would work fine. So it's sew in reverse. All you had to do was turn it off, turn it back on, and it sewed just fine.
Oh.
Because when you turn on a machine, you ever hear the clickety clacks and all that? Well, that's all your motors resetting to default. So one of the motors that gets reset is this one down here. This is your, the difference between forward and reverse is this little lever right here, and it's about a 1/16 of an inch. If you're 1/16 of an inch off, it's going to sew backwards instead of forwards.
Huh.
And what happens when you start the machine is this motor goes up and all the way down to home it so that it starts in the same place every time. And that wasn't happening on this machine. For some reason, sometimes when you started it up, it would, and sometimes it wouldn't. And there's a sensor down here. So it was either the sensor was wrong or it was on the board itself. The problem is we'd have to start troubleshooting. And this is an 11-year-old machine that I think she paid $100 or $189 for. So how much time do we really want to put into that? And given the fact that it's going to wear out over time because of the fact that I can do that with this machine.
Oh,
so,
man.
So it was
Okay.
just time. It was time for an upgrade. But yeah, the sensors on a higher, if this had happened like say on a luminaire, I would start with that sensor, and 9 times out of 10 it's just the sensor. It's very rare that it's on the board, and then you just swap out the sensor. But yeah, that's what was wrong with this one, and that is
All right.
one of the downsides to a computerized machine is the fact that if the sensors go, you do have to troubleshoot that. But
So Lisa explained the postcards are the miniature quilts that you send through the mail.
oh yeah,
So
yeah,
it's sort of like a mug rug.
yeah, yeah.
Right?
The craft,
Kinda?
yeah,
Yeah?
your craft
Mini
text,
quilts.
yeah, little.
Okay,
mini
there you
quilts.
go.
Yeah, little.
Well, I
embroidered
got
postcards.
craft tacks in my, for
Yeah.
some reason, in my stash, so. But it does make little houses too.
So yes, there's all of that.
All right.
That's all I had for tech tip.
Cool.
Was that all we had? Did we
That's
have anything
it.
past it? Okay.
That's
oh,
it.
I'm batting cleanup tonight. I get to finish it out.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
We're good. Oh, look
We
at that.
are.
We're gonna end 5 minutes early. Or I guess I can ramble on for another 5 minutes.
No.
You know, because I know how y'all love it.
No.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Again for another episode of Shenanigans. Hopefully we'll see you all again here next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, sew on and be excellent to each other.
How did you get your
Bedhead.